Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today, and this one is kind of piggybacking off the last Bible review I did. This is the Berean Standard Bible. Now, I don't believe that there's any, correlation between the Berean Standard Bible and the Berean Bible publishers. I could be wrong, but I don't think so, judging by their website, this website, not the other website. The other website's gone defunct. But I don't think that there's any correlation there other than just the Berean name. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this one. It's a very nice edition. I love this kind of slate blue that they came out with. They call it a Tosca Cowhide, and this is their Atlantic color, and it's just very nice. They do say that it's a genuine leather, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the kind of the grain there. It's a very fine grain; you can barely see it. It is slightly tactile. It's not quite smooth, but it's a very kind of low tactility. We'll go ahead and take a look there too at the inner perimeter stitching. That's always a plus. I love it when they do that. It looks so nice. Carries around to the spine, and we can see a Holy Bible, Berean Standard Bible. And then there's nothing on the bottom, no kind of markers or indicators or anything, but we do have some kind of spine hub indications there. They're not raised or anything, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and they're nicely done. On the back, we have the continuation of that great grain and that wonderful stitching again. On the top, you can see that we have gold head and tail bands and a wonderful gold gilt there. Now, one thing I will say about the gold gilt is it kind of looks like, sometimes gold gilt is kind of like a glittery gold gilt, and it seems like it would be the type that kind of comes off in your fingers readily, and this seems like it would be that type of gilt. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what my first impression is looking at this and handling it. So let's go and take a look at the ribbons. There are 3 double-sided satin ribbons there, kind of a gold color or a honey color. I don't know, they're very nice, very nicely done. 3 of them is a good number. They're nicely cut, and the ends aren't fraying or anything like that. So kudos, looks great. Let's go ahead and get into it. And we'll see. Oh, hey, I saved this. So that is the ISBN number, if you guys are interested. And that just came, this didn't come in a box or anything, unfortunately. It just came saran wrapped, I guess, plastic wrapped with this number on it. And it was in a bubble mailer, which would explain why the, kind of the gilt is a little dinged up there. It is what it is. This isn't a super expensive Bible, probably midline. So I give them a little bit of leeway there. It's all right. As far as the inside goes, it is a paper paste down, and this is like a canary yellow. It kind of has a little bit of a sheen to it, paper. You can see the corner work there, maybe. I don't know if you'll be able to because that paper is so bright. The yellow color there. There's not really much else to speak of, though, as far as the liners are concerned. So we'll get into the biblical text. And it gets right into it. There's no blank sheets or anything like that. We see it. We see our title page there, Holy Bible, Berean Standard Bible. And then we have our copyright information, copyright 2022. All the associated information there. And there's the website if you guys are interested in the different versions of it that are going to be coming out relatively soon. I would imagine their website seems to be pretty positive in the sense that they will be coming out with kind of print editions of some of these. Print in the USA, which is always nice. Here's your table of contents. And just the standard Protestant canon. Now, it does say that it is a 39 GSM Fincoat Plus, I believe is what they called the paper. And it does seem to be a nice enough paper. I wouldn't say it's like the best paper, but it's nice enough, decent enough. They say that it's good for note taking. I don't know that I would agree with that. I haven't taken any notes, but it is what it is. This is the preface. And then on the opposite side, we have the publication and sharing. And if I remember correctly, the Berean Standard Bible is very forthcoming, I guess, with their sharing, right, of the text. You can they're very willing to share the Berean text, right? They're like anybody and everybody. You just kind of request, and yeah, they're sure, of course, right? They don't have very many stipulations on it. Here's a tiered translation structure. A little explanation there if you guys want to pause and read it. And then a page on the Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic sources and abbreviations. And then we get right into Genesis. So I'm going to show you guys the text so you can see it. Genesis first page there, we have the creation, along with some kind of like the, what was it, the NIV, is it the 78 or the 84 maybe, where they put these little kind of this cross-references here for you for some parallel reading passages. You can see the layout there. It's a double column paragraph, and they do have some indentation there for, poetic settings. There are footnotes at the bottom. I'll show you some of those. Go ahead and flip in a little bit more so you can get a better feel for it. Just pick a random chunk there. There we go. All right, so lovely layout. We can see the paper pretty well here. It's a nice kind of, maybe like not quite a bone colored paper, maybe like an eggshell paper. It has a very, 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 very slight yellow color to it. It's not like a super neutral or blue or anything like that. It has a nice kind of coloration. The one thing I did notice is the print is a little on the light side. That could just be maybe my copy, but it seemed to be a little lighter than kind of average, I would say. We can see here your page numbers on the outer corners, and then you have your starting book, chapter and verse, and then on this side, your ending book, chapter and verse. We do have a double line chapter indicators there, and there are little running headers throughout the text to kind of let you know whereabouts you are, kind of as far as what's going on. And I'll show you the text again. You got a nice close-up view, actually. I'll show you that so you guys can see some of the kind of show through there. And it does not appear to be line matched. You can see it pretty well there. You can see the line of text, but then it looks like there's all kinds of lines of text kind of all garbled up. But this paper makes it to where it's not quite bad enough to where it's distracting. Like, yes, you can see a lot of text in this area here, but it's not as bad as what I've seen in the past. And considering it's not line matched, it's not that bad overall. I'll go ahead and let you guys take another look at the footnotes there. Some different ones. Now let's go ahead and get to the Psalms, and we'll check out some more poetic stuff. Let's get to Psalm 119. Why not, right? Why not? There's the middle of Psalm 118. You can see that they use the Hebrew letters and the indicators there in the names form. I'll take a look at it. It doesn't look like they tried to even out the lines. I see a few single word lines there. I really wish that publishers would do that more often, spend a little more time in the poetic settings to kind of even it out and make it look more like modern poetry. But that doesn't often happen. Let's go ahead and get to the New Testament, or maybe hopefully the intertestamental period. There we have the end of Malachi. There's no kind of delineation there between the two. It just goes right from Malachi to Matthew. We'll flip a couple pages. You can see that it is black letter text. And it's a lovely layout. I like it. It's probably, it is a nice layout for reading, certainly. There's not so much in the way of distractions. Again, you do have the kind of the running headers and the little alternate passages there for reading, and then just your footnotes at the bottom. But it's not like it's over encumbered with all sorts of reading aids and that sort of thing. So certainly this would make a good reader's edition. Not to mention it's a little more portable than their original one. I have their original one. I should do a review on that, and then a comparison too between the two, right? I'll get on that. We'll go to the end, and I don't think that there's much at the end. So there's the end of Revelation, the end of the Bible, and then you have your table of weights and measures. And that's it. Literally, that's it. So no maps or anything like that, which is A-okay. And then you just have your end sheet there, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get a measurement, and I'll get you guys the font sizes. So this one comes in at a whopping, where are we at here? 8 and 4, 5, 6, 3/4, 8 3/4 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide. Finally, an easy measurement for me. And then we have about an inch and 3/8, an inch and 3/8 thick. So not a bad size. I mean, very portable. It's a nice size. Holding it, and just the leather feels nice. I mean, granted, it's a genuine leather, but it still feels nice in hand for sure. Let's go and take a look at the font size here. We'll start with the uppercase, the H in his, and it appears to be, oh goodness, about a 9.5 point font versus Times New Roman for the uppercase. And for the lowercase, a little bit bigger. It's about a 10 point font versus Times New Roman for the lowercase. So I always go by the lowercase because there's more lowercase letters than uppercase letters. So I'd say about a 10 point font for this versus Times New Roman, which isn't a bad size font, certainly, especially for a reader's edition, and especially for one so portable as this. I'm actually very excited to get into the BSB. I've heard lots of good things about it. So I'm like super stoked. I'm in the New Testament right now of my... This is embarrassing. It was supposed to be a 3-month Bible read through, and it's gone on like a year and or like a year and 2 months now. Or maybe not quite. No, it's like a year and 2 months now. We're very far behind in my Bible read through with the people that I'm reading through with. So hopefully I can wrap that up soon, because the New Testament tends to go a lot easier than say like Numbers and Chronicles. And this is one that I'm hoping to get to soon. So right now it's between this and it's between the Bibliotheca. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go to. but this is certainly promising, and it seems to be a very nice reading experience, with the exception of the text being a little bit light. It's almost like a gray text versus a black. I wish I had some way to show that to you in comparison. Maybe you can see a little bit there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I can kind of see it. This certainly looks black to me, the M, but then the text here to the left appears a little gray, maybe like a 90% black, if that makes any sense to you. Like it's not quite fully black, so it does appear a little bit gray on the page. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it's just an issue of maybe going through the printing press too quickly. I'm not sure. But either way, a very nice edition, and certainly for the price that they charge, it's not super expensive. So, Bible Buddies, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, to help me out. Until next time, Bible Buddies, bye.